It was a fairly cool night, and in the middle of the night sometime the furnace quit working and the little granddaughter got kind of cold. And so we checked it, and when you turn the furnace on, it would the blower would kick on for just a few seconds, and then it would shut off. I did a little bit of research and found out that the probable cause typically of that is what they call a sail switch. The purpose of the sail switch is to sense the air blowing from the blower and then start the ignition process. I did a little bit of research into my system and gave the little sail switch a tap, just a gentle tap, and it kicked on and the furnace started working. So I figured time to replace the sail switch. So we're going to walk you through the process. So the very first thing we're going to do is make sure that we don't have any gas in our system here. So we're going to ignite the burner here and hold on to that until the gas is completely bled out of the system. Now the burner is now turned off, so we can now disconnect the gas from the furnace. Now on my particular model, I don't have access to the furnace, only through a pass-through in the trailer. And so what we have to do is remove a panel of wood to access the furnace. All right, after you shut the gas down, the next step is to disconnect the shore power and also disconnect the battery power so that you don't short anything out. My particular RV has a switch back up inside here that disconnects the battery. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that switch off to disconnect battery power to the system. And as you see inside here, I've taken and removed the wooden panel up inside here that come across and be able to access the furnace. Now, the electronics are actually in the front of the furnace, and so I may actually cut in and access in the trailer so in the future I can actually work on it without having to pull it out. But for today, we're going to go ahead and pull it out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the gas connection right here and we'll disconnect that first. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll probably just see if we can undo the front little vent piece right here in the front. This guy right there, we'll pull that out, and then I'm just going to see if I can just rotate the furnace around to access it. So stick with us. So I've disconnected the gas line right here. It's just a compression fitting, and there's two Phillips screws right here and one on the other side that we'll go ahead and disconnect. And that should, once we remove the front piece, should free up the furnace so we can rotate it around. Alright, so we've unscrewed this and removed it, and this actually sleeves inside another tube. So when you go to replace that back in, you want to make sure that that lines up good, because you don't want to have any of the gases escape and put carbon monoxide in your trailer. So we'll pull that off, and now my furnace is ready to actually rotate around. We'll access that to change out the switch. So we'll show you that next. Okay, so we pulled out the old fan switch here, the old sail switch, and we're going to go ahead and replace that with a new one. We have the new one in place right here, and we're going to go ahead and screw that in. Alright, so I went ahead and replaced this, and I ran some silicone around the inside of it so that it would seal it off so it wouldn't leak anymore. And I went ahead on the inside here and buttoned up the access panel up inside here where the furnace is behind. Now it's time to turn on the gas and check out the furnace. We'll go ahead and turn our gas on here, and we'll go inside and bleed out the air. There we go. Make sure there's no air in the gas. Go ahead and turn that off. Now we can go ahead and go to our thermostat here on the wall. We'll go ahead and crank it up to 80, let's say, just so it'll kick on, because it's kind of warm in here. Maybe I'll crank it up to 85. Feels really warm in here. Now I may have forgotten something very important. There's actually a switch on the furnace that I may have left off. So I'm going to go and check that out really quick first before I move any further. So what we've been working on is our 2022 Cruser Aire. And basically we'd been out camping and had the furnace go out on it. And we had a little bit of a cold night, so I decided to just tear into it myself and figure out how to fix it. I was able to solve the problem. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.